Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Nadira binti Muhammad Sobri. My matric number is 1231407. So I would like to explain about introduction of effective listening skill. Effective listening skills are very important elements in counseling because the counseling process is not just about giving advice, but more about understanding the client's feelings, thought, and experience. This assignment explains about introduction to effective listening skills in counseling, and the second topic is the main components of effective listening, where we use various types of components model to achieve effective listening. We also discuss the type of listening that are often used in counseling, as well as obstacles that can interfere with the listening process. In addition, the assignment also emphasizes practical strategies that counselors can apply to improve listening skills, such as listening actively, giving appropriate feedback, and showing empathy towards clients. To aid in deeper understanding, this assignment is also accompanied by real-life examples and mini case studies in the counseling context to show how effective listening skill can help clients feel more comfortable, respected, and confident in sharing their problems.
In basic skill counseling, listening is not just about hearing what the client says. It involves giving full attention to both verbal and non-verbal message, such as tone and voice and body language. By listening with empathy and acceptance, the counselor can better understand the client's feelings, thoughts, and experiences. This skill is very important because it helps build a safe, trusting, and effective counseling relationship.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Nur Munira Atira binti Mansur. My matric number 1231438. So I will continue with the component of effective listening. Effective listening is not just about hearing sounds, but about truly understanding the message being delivered. One useful model to explain this process is the Hurrier model, which highlights the key components of effective listening. The first component is receiving, also known as hearing. At this stage, the listener needs to give full attention to the speaker and minimize distraction in order to clearly receive the message. Next is understanding, where the listener tries to comprehend the meaning and main idea of what is being said. This may involve clarifying information or asking questions if something is unclear. The third component is remembering. Effective listeners are able to retain important information by focusing on key points, taking notes, or mentally summarizing the message. After that is interpreting, which involves understanding the speaker's emotion, tone of voice, and nonverbal cues such as facial expression or body language. This helps the listener understand the message more deeply. Then comes evaluating, where the listener analyzes the message critically by judging its accuracy, relevance, and logic while avoiding personal bias. So finally, responding is the last component. This includes giving appropriate verbal or non-verbal feedback, such as nodding or providing comments to show that the listener is engaged and understands the message. In conclusion, effective listening is an active skill that requires focus, understanding, and practice in order to achieve meaningful communication. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Nur Shanazira binti Muhammad Sabri. My matric number 1231419. Now I will present the types of listening skills. So there are 5 types of listening skills. First, active listening, which is listening with full attention and focus. The listener responds by nodding, asking questions, or giving feedback. For example, a student listens to the teacher while taking notes and asking questions to ensure understanding. Second, critical listening, which is listening with the purpose of evaluating the information received, whether it is logical, correct, or reliable. For example, a student listens to a classmate's presentation and evaluates the content and evidence provided. Third, empathetic listening, which is listening to understand the feelings and emotions of others without judging. For example, a teacher listens to a student's problem with empathy in order to offer support and encouragement. 4. Comprehensive listening, which is listening to understand the meaning, instruction or information clearly. For example, a student listens to the teacher's explanation of an assignment or a new topic to be able to complete it correctly. And the last one, appreciative listening, which is listening to enjoy and appreciate sounds, language or entertainment. For example, listening to favorite music to relax and relieve stress. That's all from me. Thank you.
Now, I will continue to the barriers to effective listening skill. Basically, there are 4 types of barriers. So, the first one is environmental barriers. For example, noise and uncomfortable environment can become distraction that bother the listener focus. In addition, poor lighting and unconducive setting can also make it easy for attention to be lost. And second, physical barriers such as fatigue, headache, or discomfort can reduce a person's ability to listen effectively. Add to this, emotions such as stress, anger, anxiety can lead to emotional overload and affect the understanding of the message. And the third is cognitive and personal barriers. Listeners usually think faster than the speaker, causing their minds to wander while listening. When the mind is not focused, the message is not fully received. In addition, a lack of motivation or no interest in the topic can lead to passive resistance, which we refer as client resistance. Furthermore, selective listening also happens when someone only hears information that aligns with their own views or beliefs. And the last one is poor listening practice, which is interrupting the speaker often happens when emotions are uncontrolled. In addition, distorted listening can cause the message to be misinterpreted due to bias and lack of focus. Other than that, some people listen only to critics, not to understand, which is called aggressive listening. Meanwhile, pseudo-listening occurs when someone appears to be listening but is actually not paying attention. So, that's all from me and thank you, Doctor. I will pass to the next presenter.
My name is Nur Safia binti Fauzi. My metric number 1231364. I will explain about strategies to improve effective listening. First, maintain eye contact. Maintaining eye contact with the speaker shows that we are giving full attention to what is being conveyed. Second, avoiding interrupting. Not interrupting when the client is speaking allows the message to be delivered completely without disruption. Third, ask questions for clarity. In the counseling process, counselors use questions to better understand the client issue. The purpose of asking questions is to obtain accurate information, gathering additional details, seek clarification, and show interest in the topic being discussed. Fourth, paraphrasing. Repeating what has been stated by the client using the counselor own word without changing the client intended meaning. Fifth, remove distraction. Avoiding distractions such as mobile phone use, environmental noise, or wandering thought can help improve focus. Sixth, use positive body language. Body language also encourage client to communicate confidently. Gestures such as nodding, appropriate facial expression, and facing the client show interest and engagement in the conversation. And lastly, take notes effectively. Using the corner method help counselors record client information in an organized manner, making it easier to understand and refer back to.
Hi everyone, my name is Nitnur Hanis Akilah binti Yahya. My metric number 1231432. In my part, I will sharing about benefits of effective listening in counseling. Sometimes people don't need advice, they just need to be truly heard. In counseling, effective listening is not just simply about hearing words. It is about paying attention to emotions, understanding meanings, and connecting with the person behind the story. First, effective listening builds trust and rapport. When counselors listen with sincerity and without judgment, clients feel valued and understood. This sense of trust encourages clients to open up and share their deepest concerns. Second, effective listening creates a safe emotional space. By listening with empathy, counselors allow clients to express their thoughts and feelings freely. This emotional safety helps reduce stress and supports emotional healing. Third, effective listening helps prevent conflict and misunderstanding. In counseling situations involving family or peers, listening attentively can calm strong emotions and stop small issues from turning into major conflicts. Next, effective listening encourages self-awareness. When counselors reflect what client says, clients begin to see their own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors more clearly. This understanding helps them recognize the real causes of their struggles. Finally, effective listening supports problem solving and positive change. By truly understanding the client's situation, counselors can guide them toward realistic solution and meaningful decisions. In counseling, listening is not just a skill, it is a powerful tool that builds understanding, trust, and transformation, strong emotion, and prevent misunderstandings from becoming bigger conflicts. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Atira Shafika binti Kamaruzaman. My matrix number 1231475. And now I will continue with my part, which is a case study on effective listening in counseling. We chose the example of a student who feels unheard to show how active listening can build trust and support emotional well-being. In this case, Aiman, a Form 4 student, feels that his teacher and peers don't really listen to him. He often receives a great advice but not genuine understanding. The counseling goals here is to help Aiman feel validated and supported. The objective of this counseling session are to train the counselor in using active listening to ensure the students feels understood and emotionally validated, and to build trust through empathy and reflection. In this case, the counselor applies several techniques, which is reflective listening by repeating the key points. Next, the emotional validation by acknowledging the student's feeling, and open-ended question to encourage deeper sharing, and also supportive feedback to strengthen confidence. From this case, effective listening allows the counselor to build a strong therapeutic alliance, and active listening also helps clients process emotions safely. In this case, effective listening allows the counselor to build a strong therapeutic alliance, and active listening also helps clients process emotions safely, reducing anxiety and frustration. From effective listening, the client begins to trust the counselor, which is make it easier to explore deeper issues. In conclusion, effective listening is more than just hearing words. It is about understanding emotions, showing empathy, building strong counseling relationship. This case study highlight how listening can transform communication and support personal growth. Here is a short example of the dialogue. Assalamualaikum Aiman. Terima kasih kerana sudi datang. Saya nak dengar apa yang Aiman rasa sekarang. Jadi, Aiman rasa orang sekeliling hanya bagi jawapan cepat tapi tidak benar-benar memahami perasaan Aiman. Betul begitu? Saya faham. Kadang-kadang kita perlukan ruang untuk meluahkan tanpa dihakimi. Perasaan Aiman untuk didengari itu sangat penting. Kalau Aiman diberi peluang, apa cara terbaik orang boleh tunjuk mereka mendengar Aiman? Cikgu, saya rasa macam semua orang tak faham saya. Bila saya cuba cerita, mereka cepat bagi nasihat. Tapi saya rasa macam tak ada siapa betul-betul mendengar. Ya, betul. Saya cuma nak orang dengar dulu, bukan terus suruh saya buat itu ini. Betul, cikgu. Bila cikgu ulang balik apa yang saya cakap, saya rasa macam cikgu betul-betul faham. Itu cadangan yang baik. Saya akan cuba praktikkan dengan Aiman, dan kita boleh bincang cara Aiman sampaikan keperluan ini kepada orang lain. From this case, effective listening allows the counselor to build a strong therapeutic alliance, and active listening also helps clients process emotions safely, reducing anxiety and frustration. From active listening, the client begins to trust the counselor, which is it make it easier to explore deeper issues. In conclusion, effective listening is more than just hearing words. It is about understanding emotions, showing empathy, and building strong counseling relationship. This case study highlights how listening can transform communication and support personal growth.
In conclusion, effective listening skills are essential in counseling because they allow counselors to truly understand clients rather than simply offering advice. This assignment has shown that when counselors listen with attention, empathy, and openness, clients feel more comfortable, respected, and confident in sharing their problems. By applying effective listening strategies in real counseling situations, counselors can build stronger relationships with clients and create counseling sessions that are more meaningful and impactful.